Hello, I'm John,
And I'm David.
and today we bring you a review of the Master Grade Deathscythe Endless Waltz, aka Katoki version. We are also bringing you this review as a special NPR broadcast.
Because we're retarded.
Because we are.
Anyway.
Anyways, so I do have the Master Grade Endless Waltz Katoki Deathscythe. This is a great kit. I had a lot of fun building this one, and I don't know. There's not really a whole lot to say about it as far as the,
Design's gorgeous.
yeah, the design is gorgeous. Now, for those of you that hate Katoki, what the hell is wrong with you? And for those of you that love Katoki, cool stuff.
Entitled to your opinion.
You are entitled to.
Why don't you like what I like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not that shallow. But anyways, this is just an absolutely phenomenal kit. I mean, it does have a few issues, as most Katoki kits do, but it's still pretty awesome. Let me give you a little 360 here.
Yep. It's actually not as dark as you think. It's actually a bit blue. Because he ended up custom painting some of the parts lacquer blue.
But anyways, let's get a little bit more into the kit here. Of course, with our wonderful cameraman. So here we have the kit itself. I'm going to take it off the action base just for all intents and purposes. We're going to start with articulation as usual. The head can go up about that far. It's limited by the backpack back here. It can rotate 360 degrees, which is always nice. It can look up and down, which, that's about all it can do. Moving on to the shoulders here, they can actually come out that far from the chest, which is really nice when you're trying to get them into some very intricate poses. They come out about that far, which again is just absolutely phenomenal. They rotate at the bicep here. You have double jointed elbows, which give you that much leeway when posing, and it's really, really phenomenal. The hands are on ball joints, but you can see this yellow piece actually moves out when you move the hands up and down. The thumb is on a separate joint. It's a little bit difficult to see. And that's the only finger. This is one of my complaints with the kit, is the way they did these fingers, the manipulators. You literally have to take these pieces out, and you have different ones that you can plug into the slots. And when you've got the scythe in there, if you don't have it in the right way, the manipulator will fall out and your scythe will fall out. And I don't know, they just could have done it better. I mean, I've built plenty of master grades to know that, they have little pegs that you can put on and the fingers just wrap around it, and it just works so much better. Moving on, the waist can rotate about that far, either way, so it can rotate about 180. Let me fix this back here real quick. The radar jammers can move up and down, can move back and forth a little bit, and these little wings can move in and out, and the verniers can wiggle and rotate a bit. The cockpit actually does open up, if I can get this here, and you can see little Duo Maxwell just chilling in there, being all awesome. You can also go forward and backwards, and you can see the separation in the armor, which just looks cool. It makes for a really great effect. All of these skirts are all on individual pegs, and this is a good and a bad thing. It's good in the sense that it doesn't limit the articulation, but it's bad in the sense that they're flimsy. They fall off a lot when you're trying to pose this thing, but you can rotate out that far with them, mess around with them. These pieces will go out that far. They'll rotate some, and the back skirts will also rotate. But these like to fall off a lot, and as you can see, I just had a piece fall off. I'm probably going to wind up gluing these gray pieces in to the kit itself, just so that they don't fall off anymore. Moving on, the legs can go out that far, so you can, of course, be doing the Sparta kick. They are double jointed knees, and this is a beautiful, beautiful knee joint that's constructed here. The only complaint with it is that this piece is supposed to move with the knee, and it doesn't. And this is on every single one of the kits. This isn't just like a flaw. And I know this because if you watch a couple of the other reviews of this kit, they all do the same thing. But it is still a great, great piece of articulation. They can move back about, if I can get this to not fall off anymore, they can move back that far. They can rotate a bit on the joint here. And the feet are actually on like a double joint, so they can move back and forth at the armor piece right here, and they can move forward and backwards, and side to side. And then down here, separate from the armor joint, you can move it side to side, forward and back, and that's pretty limited, but it's still, pretty decent.
If you combine the two, you get an added effect.
The toes can point that far down, and this piece can split and wiggle just a little bit. The feet only move up about that far. You're not going to get a whole lot of articulation out of the feet, but it's still pretty nice. Especially since the entire kit runs on an inner frame system. I think that's about it for articulation there. Let's move on to accessories.
I'll call them accessories. They sound like a fucking girl.
Weapons. Okay, whatever. You have his really awesome shield here, which just has a little peg right here. And you can plug this into either one of the arms on the slot here, and it fits really nicely. There's no weight issues. I mean, that arm can hold it up all day long, even with its beam effect plugged in. But it has absolutely no issues whatsoever with that. And this piece right here splits apart, and it opens up. And what you do with that is you take your beam effect and you simply just plug it right in there, just like that, for a really, really awesome effect. And then, of course, you have the awesome beam scythe, which is just huge. I mean, it doesn't do anything. There's no articulation in it, but it's Deathscythe's main weapon. I mean, this unplugs, and what you can do is you can actually take this, and if you see these notches on the side here, you can actually take this and just clip this on the back, just like that. And that makes for a really cool effect when you're posing. If you want him just having like a kind of a stagnant pose where he just looks badass just standing there, that's what you would do. So it also comes with a action-based adapter, which plugs right in here. And ta-da, you now have your Katoki Deathscythe on an action base. And that's pretty much it for the review. Yeah, that covers the entire kit. So, some final thoughts on this. With all the articulation on the kit, you really can't complain about getting poses out of it. I mean, it is a little bit difficult with the side skirts and stuff falling off, but you can really, really pull off some really unique poses with the kit itself. And, I mean, it just looks good. It's well proportioned.
As if Deathscythe wasn't intimidating enough by itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It just looks good. It's well proportioned. It's well constructed. I mean, you run with the entire inner frame system. I gotta give it a 9 out of 10, and the only reason it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 is just because of those small issues. So, that's it, guys. Until next time.
Enjoy your build.